I'm your host, Locum23. You're joining me for a witness, a Bodyguard romance, Chapter 5, Sweet Surrender. The air temperature seems to rise as Cassian places his hand on either side of you against the kitchen counter. I thought you said we couldn't, that it could get us in trouble. Screw the rules. Every inch of me, it's yours. I can't fight the way I feel any longer. His words set something loose inside each of you, and suddenly your lips are pressed to his, as hot as lava as you open your mouth to let him in. Your hands grip his shirt, nearly tearing the fabric as you try to pull him ever closer. His fingers are on your hair, brushing it away from your face. Oh, Nami. Deepen the kiss. Sliding your arms around his neck, you tilt his head down further for deeper contact. Your tongue flicks against his, hungrily trailing along the ridges of his mouth. Dangling his hands from your hair, he cups your face, his thumb brushing along the ridge of your cheekbone. He tugs lightly at your lip, sucking on it gently before molding his lips to yours once more. Every moment we've been together, all I've wanted to do is grab you and kiss you like this. I haven't thought of much else either. As you lean into him, you feel the heat of his chest pouring through his shirt, beckoning you to remove the barrier between you. Tear Cassian's shirt off. Tracing a path from his jawline to his neck, you bite down on the fabric of his top. Using your teeth, you yank it down, pulling it along the smooth skin of his shoulder. Please, I need it off. I know it's only getting in our way. Your hands join your mouth, tugging off the shirt as quickly as possible before flinging it to the ground. Stepping back, you take the moment to admire the glistening surface of Cassian's chest. If you wait much longer to touch me, I might lose my mind. Then I better get started. Bending down, you drag your tongue along the firm muscles of Cassian's stomach. As he shivers, you blow hot air across the now wet surface of his abs. God, yes. You bring your tongue up, licking the salt lingering on his body from the ocean. The taste fills your mouth, causing you to salivate as you suck the skin just above his nipple. Cassian grips you, tugging you gently to his lips by your hair. His voice burns with need. I want you, Nami. Have bout chicka wow wow with Cassian. Hop up and do it on the counter. Skip the foreplay and do it standing. Turn down the heat. Hop up and do it on the counter, I guess. So take me. You yank off your dress, tossing it over your head and to the floor. Cassian watches you with jagged breath. You nod towards his remaining clothes. You too. All of it needs to come off. I was having too much fun admiring you. He obeys, quickly shimmering out of his bottoms. Now, put me on the counter and have your way with me. You don't have to tell me twice. Cassian steps forward, gripping your waist as he hoists you up onto the counter. As the cool surface sends a shiver through you, he spreads your legs open wider, revealing all of you to him. You're gorgeous. Bending his head down, he plants a damp kiss against the sensitive skin of your inner thigh. You bite down on your lip to calm the throbbing need seeping through you and loop your knees around his neck as his mouth travels higher. Keep going. With a smile, he clutches you in his powerful hands, using his grasp on you to tug you into his mouth. The stretch of his tongue causes you to reach out and grab his head, holding onto his hair tightly. He thrusts his tongue deep and brings his lips down around you in a continued suction, motioning until you can barely breathe. Oh God, I need more. Dragging his tongue out, he glides you across the counter until you're sitting on the edge. Then he brings his hips forward, sliding upward, allowing you to feel his entirety as he presses firmly to meet you. Christ. He grips your legs, ripping them around his waist as he angles for deeper contact. Not stopping till he's touched every inch of you, stroking you as he pulls back slowly. Then slowly glides back again and again, increasing speed with each movement. You let a loud moan, clutching his arms, arching your back as the pressure becomes nearly too much to bear. The counter grows slick beneath you as you pump your hips, pounding your bodies against the smooth surface. Come for me, Nami. The sound of his husky voice is enough to break you, ecstasy pouring out of you hot and powerful. Cassian. Cassian grips your ass harder, rotating your hips against him, massaging where you're most sensitive as he moves in circles. The size of him is even more than you thought was possible as you cry out again, this time taking him over the edge with you. While stars fill your vision, erasing everything but the sensation of utter bliss as your warmth pulses through you. The following morning, you head outside to where your bike is parked, letting the clean ocean air fill your lungs. Oh, I try really hard to take this book seriously at times, and I try not to say anything during things like that. What a beautiful day. Hear Cassian's voice over the sound of the waves as he appears behind you. It really is. As you turn to face him, you feel the smile start to fade from your lips at the sight of his grim expression. What's wrong? Last night I crossed the line and jeopardized both of us. It can't happen again. Are you serious? It's too late to stop now. We're only getting started. There's nothing left to do now but give in. I wish it was that simple, Nami, but we can't risk it. We're lucky we didn't get caught the first time. You can't tell me you don't want it to happen again. Well, it's more complicated than that. Seems pretty simple to me. Strange longing fills you, one you've never felt before. You turn away from Cassian, placing your hands on your bike. The twisting sensation in your guts doesn't disappear as you place your feet on the pedals. I've never wanted anyone like this, and it's not just about sex, which makes it even more dangerous. Damn him for telling me it's forbidden. That must be the reason I'm feeling this way. It's making him more irresistible. Before you can get far, Cassian jumps in front of your bike, grabbing it by the handlebars, his eyes bored into yours. I'm not saying that moment with you wasn't special. I could never pretend it didn't happen, and that it didn't mean something, because it meant everything to me. Really, Pixelberry? Jesus Christ! Say it meant a lot to you. How many diamonds? I was starting to think you regretted it. Never. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I feel the same way. You slide your fingers over his on the handlebars, running your thumb over the undulating surface of his knuckles. A soft sound emerges from his throat as he gulps, his mouth wet as he pulls away. Well, glad we had this chat, but, we should probably go. Can't be late for a second day at work. No, we don't want to cause trouble. With a laugh, he heads over to his own bike, casting a lingering glance back at you as he does. A short bike ride later, you arrive at the lobster shack and breathe in the smell of fresh seafood. Just another day at work. It'll be good for me to have a distraction from everything that's happened with Cassian. I've spent way too much time thinking about him anyway. As you step forward onto the dock, still lost in thought, your foot gets stuck in a fishing net. Are you kidding me? Need a hand? Yes, please, get me out. How does this even happen? You start to shake your leg, but Cassian catches it gently in his arms. Careful, that makes it worse. He holds your ankle in one hand, but while untangling the net with his other. I've gotten caught like this loads of times. It's quite common. His fingers move expertly, brushing over the bare skin of your foot as he removes the ropes around your shoe. Thank you. I can't imagine you having trouble navigating a rope. It's taken some practice, but now I can get out of almost anything. The door of the lobster shack bangs open, and Renata pops out. Good morning! Rose, you're just here in time. Be a doll and give me a hand. Greeting her, you start towards the shack, sharing one last look with Cassian before disappearing inside. After several hours of shucking lobster alongside Renata, she lets out a frustrated sigh. This is really getting my goat. Anything I can do to help? She plops a glove full of lobster meat onto a metal scale, where she's been measuring it. Rockport dining needs 57 ounces by tonight, and I keep losing track. Numbers have never been my strong suit. Well, you're in luck. After 5 years in finance, there's nothing I can't keep track of in my head. Aren't you full of surprises? Everyone has their own talents. I knew you had that smart look about you. Any other secrets locked away in that head of yours I should know about? A creeping feeling starts up your spine as you plaster a smile on your face. No, of course not. I'm an open book. Well, we'll just have to get our hands dirty then together. Let me get you a new pair of gloves. As she bustles out of the swinging door, Cassian storms inside, throwing a bucket full of crabs to the ground. Grab your things and tell Renita you're quitting. What? Why? Taking a deep breath, Cassian struggles to remain calm. She's going to start asking questions about how someone with your work history ended up here. Your cover's blown, Nami. Let's go. What? For the love of Christ. Utilize his Marshal experience. Damn it, I was just getting comfortable here. I know, but we can't risk staying. He pulls a piece of paper and a pen out of his back pocket and starts writing. Tell Renata directly. We'll, invite questions. We'll leave a note saying there's been an emergency. This feels so impersonal. She's been nothing but kind to me. The less she knows, the safer she is, too. Cassian gives your shoulder a comforting squeeze, his fingertips fluttering across your bare skin. You nod and then hurry out of the shack together. Once you're far enough away, bike along the road, you cast a glance at Cassian pedaling beside you. I didn't think I'd care this much about leaving. What about you? How many times have you done this? You must have helped people leave everything behind dozens of times. I've lost count, but it doesn't get any easier to watch them struggle with it. Not everyone can handle it. What happens when they can't? Well, one of the most common things we see is the criminals who made a deal resort back to a life of crime. Why lose their lives just to throw them away? Changing is hard. We try our best to stop them from backsliding, but it's not up to us. They've got to want it. Shadow crosses his face, causing him to tighten his grip on the handlebars. You weren't always so quick to move on, were you? No. When I first started, I let a witness get too comfortable. We were in this beautiful little town in the mountains. He would spend hours hiking each day. My legs were so strong from trailing with him that I could crush a pack of cans between my thighs. I would have liked to have seen that. Maybe I'll give it a try again sometime for you. Small Cassian's face fades with a sigh. It wasn't long before the witness fell in love with this rock climbing instructor who lived nearby. They were nearly perfect. But when his cover was blown, he told me that he didn't want to uproot his life again and left Whipsack. Do you know what happened to him? A muscle twitches in his jaw. The people looking for him, they found him, and killed his partner to get to him. A haunted look in his eyes is as dark as the storm clouds gathering on the horizon, and just as unreachable. Pressing your feet even harder against the pedals, you force yourself to focus on riding instead of the pain radiating from Cassian. Do you blame yourself? It's hard not to. I can tell. You did everything you could. You couldn't force him to stay in Whitsack. No, but I could have tried harder to convince him. The whole point of Whitsack is to live, and if you feel like you aren't doing that anymore, there's no point in remaining in it. I never thought of it like that. Not everyone can be as smart as me. Well, good thing I've got you around then. Damn right. Consider yourself incredibly lucky. Don't worry, I do. You straighten yourself on the bike, relishing in your victory with a teasing smile, and Cassian chuckles, shaking his head. Back at the house, you're parking your bike when Cassian places a gentle hand on your elbow. Do you hear something? I don't think so. A loud crash sounds from the back of the house. Oh my god, someone's inside. Oh, look at that, and cue end. Oh, without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down in the description below, links to social media, Discord, and if you like to support me and my content. How many diamond choices did we go through? Like 4? 5? In 13 to 14 minutes. Once again, thank you all for tuning in, and I will catch you all later. And make sure, if you want to come over to Twitch, link is down below. You can watch me stream Animal Crossing, Resident Evil, Doom, and so many other games. Thanks again for watching. Peace.